Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different than I usually do. I usually don't talk about myself that often, or don't talk about like my own, deficiencies or disabilities or whatever. I just don't talk about it that much, but I really wanted to talk about this because I wanted to spread awareness. I've noticed that there is no videos on this specific topic. I mean, not very many personal videos. There's a lot of like videos that are saying what it is and some of the symptoms, but not really explaining like what people go through on a day-to-day basis. And probably a lot of people might not even know what this is. So I am talking about my growth hormone deficiency or pituitary dwarfism. There's two names for it, and I just wanted to go more into it and like talk about some of my struggles and things like that. I really want to spread awareness about this specific thing, about dwarfism in general, but about, growth hormone deficiencies and things like that. A lot of people struggle with hormone deficiencies, whether it's too much or too little. But for me, I struggle with not having enough. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right in. So I have growth hormone deficiency. Like I said, it's also called pituitary dwarfism, and it's, classified as dwarfism where, a person's a lot smaller than other people. I am 4'6". But some people are a lot smaller than me. There's a lot of people that have like achondroplasia, which is dwarfism, and things like that. There's a lot of different classifications of dwarfism, so it's not only people that are like 3 foot tall that have dwarfism. There's like a wide spectrum of dwarfism. My dwarfism stems from my pituitary gland. My pituitary gland is smaller than everyone else's, and so it doesn't shoot out as much hormones as everyone else has, and that's why I have growth hormone deficiency. I was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency when I was 6 years old, and it was because I think the reason why my parents wanted to figure out what was going on, I think the first thing that they noticed maybe was the fact that I was smaller, which is funny. It's ironic because I was born like I was like an 8-pound, 10-ounce baby, but I think once I got older, I was kind of slow in development. I wasn't walking as fast as everyone else. I wasn't, things like that. I just was smaller. And then once I got into like kindergarten, I was so much smaller than everybody in my class. And so I'm assuming that that's why they wanted to figure out what was going on. And so they had me diagnosed by an endocrinologist who diagnoses those things. It's like the hormone doctor. And they found out that I had growth hormone deficiency. Now there's growth hormone deficiency in kids and there's growth hormone deficiency in adults. People rarely have growth hormone deficiency in adulthood because of the fact, unless you get it in adulthood, which I think that that's a thing, but I don't really know. I don't know. But what happened with me is the only way to cure growth hormone deficiency is through growth hormone shots, and you get those when you're little, because when you get them when you're little, they'll help you grow, like your bones grow and everything else, because when your hormones are off, your whole body is off. Like you don't grow properly, like things don't jive well because of the fact that you don't have as many hormones as everyone else. So what happened with me was my parents got me on the shots, and I got really sick. I remember I was like throwing up in class. I was just always sick, and my parents thought that they were from the shots. And apparently, I don't remember how old I was. I think I was like around 7 or 8 years old. Apparently, they never went back to try to get the shots, like get a lower dose or whatever the case may be. They never went back to try to figure out what was the problem. They just took me off of them, and that was that. And that's the reason why I have growth hormone deficiency in adults, because it's only curable when you're a child, because your bones will start to grow and everything else will start to grow. But once your bones are fused, you can't get them to grow anymore. So I'm stuck 4'6" as a 30-year-old woman, and a lot of people have asked me which I'm not 30 yet, I'm 29, but I'm gonna be 30 in July, so I count myself 30. People ask me all the time if I'm upset because my parents didn't follow through with the treatments, and to be honest, I think that everything falls into place for a reason. I truly believe that I was supposed to be this way for a reason. I was supposed to be this small for a reason. And so honestly, no, I'm not upset with my parents for not following through with the treatments. You know, I'm okay. I'm the way I am for a reason, and that's all right. You know, you're not supposed to look like everyone else. You know, it's okay not to be as tall as everyone else, or whatever the case may be. But unfortunately, there's a lot of symptoms that goes along with growth hormone deficiency, especially in adulthood. So I'll get into those. So there's a lot, and I'll let you guys know as I'm going through these. These are just what I found on Google. If I struggle with that or not. But there's a lot of them. Anxiety or depression. That's the first symptom that popped up. And honestly, I really don't struggle with that much anxiety, but I think that's just because I'm a positive person. I try to stay positive, and also I have God in my life, and so I turn to God whenever I struggle with any kind of anxiety, so it really doesn't get to me. And I really recommend that to anybody who struggles with anxiety, you know. Decreased muscle mass or strength, and that's due to, not having, not being as tall, and like the bones haven't been able to grow properly because I don't have enough hormones distributed throughout my body to grow and things like that. So yes, it is a lot harder for me to gain muscle in the gym, to just do anything in general. I get very tired and I get very achy as well. So that is something that I struggle with, unfortunately. Difficulty concentrating, yes. Dry skin, yes. I have always had dry skin. Whenever I was younger, I used to have psoriasis. Luckily that went away, and I never associated it with the growth hormone deficiency, but it's definitely a thing. Let's see, fatigue, yes, high levels of LDL, bad cholesterol, which this started happening to me just recently. I went to the doctor and I got a cholesterol test, and he was like, wow, your LDL is really, really high, and I didn't understand. I was like, why? I'm so young and I don't even eat that bad. I mean, I try to eat healthy, and now I know why. It's because of the growth hormone deficiency, I kind of have to put everything together. But I didn't think about that at first. I was like, oh, it couldn't be the growth hormone deficiency, but it definitely is. Let's see, insulin resistance. See, this is another thing so ever since I was little, first of all, I have hypoglycemia, but I think that isn't because of the growth hormone. I think that's because of my family, my dad has it, but ever since I was little, I have been drinking water like crazy. I drink a ton of water, and I pee so much, and I get up in the middle of the night and drink 2 cups of water, and so I think I have diabetes insipidus, which is also a pituitary thing. It can go along with your hormones, and like I said, when your hormones are off balance, then so many things can happen to your body, just so many things. And so I'm almost 100% sure, because I never got that diagnosed, the issue with the water, because I just drink so much water, and I'm always thirsty. I'm literally thirsty right now. But my parents tried to get that diagnosed when I was little, and they never were able to. And I was watching the show one day, and they were talking about diabetes insipidus, which is some sort of insulin resistance or something like that. And I'm almost 100% sure I have it. But anyways, exercise intolerance. See, I am able to do a lot of exercise, but I can't do what a lot of other people can do. I can't jog for a long time. Some people can do 3 or 4 miles. I can't do that much. I get very tired. So yeah, that's a hard thing to deal with sometimes. Let's see, sensitivity to heat and cold. This is another thing. If it's too hot outside, I can't do anything. I cannot, do much outside, especially if it has to do with a lot of activity. I can go swimming because it keeps my body temperature cool, but if I get too hot, I just I can't. Like, I can't. My dad says I'll fall out. That's what he calls it. I don't know why he says that, but that's what he says. And it'll fall out if she's out in the sun for too long. Okay, let's see. Low energy levels. Yes, I was talking about this just a second ago. Like, if I, do too much, I just get tired. Like, I just don't have that much energy, and for some reason, coffee does not help me at all. The only thing that helps boost my energy is exercise. That's the only thing. If I don't work out, I am just dead to the world. Like, I am so useless. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like accomplishing anything. But if I work out, I'll have so much energy. I have so much energy. But I can get lazy, and I can catch myself just laying in bed a lot, and I have to say, all right, Heaven, come on, let's, a lot of people don't have to self-motivate every single day. I do, or else nothing will get done. Let's see, weight gain. Yes, that is a thing. I've always had like a little bit of belly fat ever since I was a kid, but it's really easy for me to gain weight, especially if I'm eating bad. But I think that that's like everybody. But I've always had a little bit of chub down here, which, it is what it is. Some of the other symptoms that I have noticed with growth hormone deficiency are mostly just fatigue. I think fatigue is like the biggest one. And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of other things go along with growth hormone deficiency that I've experienced, which is irregular period. I haven't had a steady period since I was 16 or 17 years old, which is when I started my period. So yeah, it's been all over the place. Sometimes I don't even have a period. I think I've been like a year without having a steady period, which sucks. But right now, currently, I'm trying to get back on my growth hormone shots, because when you are on the shots, they don't help you grow, but they help everything else in your body. So that's good. So that's what I want to do right now. Other than that, some of the other things that are low for me are my cortisol. I have to take adaptogens, which is like a healthy way of raising your cortisol. It's just like natural herbs and things like that, like herbs and roots or whatever, that help build that up naturally, because my doctors were trying to get me on steroids, and I was like, no thank you, let me try something else. I'll link those down below if you guys struggle with low cortisol or anything like that. I also recommend exercising and eating a healthy diet, all that stuff. I have to continue to try to eat a healthy diet, or else I will gain weight, or my cholesterol will build up, or my cortisol will go up, or whatever the case may be. So I have to try to eat a healthy diet, and I recommend that to you guys too. If you are struggling with growth hormone deficiency or anything that goes along with that, your diet can also affect your period as well. If you're eating bad, that can go along with that. So I highly recommend that if you are struggling with growth hormone deficiency. But yeah, my vitamin D, I also recommend going out in the sun, because my vitamin D is always low. And I don't go out in the sun enough, because I just don't have the energy to, do anything unless I want to go swimming. But other than that, I'm just like, I'll just go to school and come home. So, but I just have to continue to try and push myself every single day to, get up and do something and make each day count, because with my growth hormone deficiency, it's easy to just slip back into the habit of laying around and not doing anything, because that feels most comfortable to me. Because, if I get up, if I do anything, I have super low energy. I get tired. I don't want to go out in the heat, or, whatever the case may be. But I just have to continue to push myself, because, life goes on, and I can't just stop, and not do anything just because I have growth hormone deficiency, and I don't think that it's a disability, because as long as I have, self-will, I can continue to do all the things that everybody else can, things might be a little bit harder, but I know that some different things are harder for everyone. Everybody struggles with something, so this is just something that I struggle with. But I just keep pushing through every single day, and I don't hold any I don't hold any resentments against my parents for not continuing with the treatments or whatever. I mean, people make mistakes, and I just have to live with what, you know, what God dealt me, and that's okay. I'm happy and I'm content. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Whether you have growth hormone deficiency or you don't, I hope you got something out of this video today. Let me know in the comments if you did, and if you have growth hormone deficiency, I would love to chat with you about that. Just let me know, hit me up in the comments, or if you have any kind of hormone deficiency or anything, because a lot of those just go hand in hand. So let me know in the comments and we can talk about it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay beautiful. Bye.